Leaked information about Ferrari's 2026 front wing design, part of the revolutionary Project 678, has triggered formal protests from multiple F1 teams to the FIA, claiming that the new active aerodynamic system could provide Ferrari with a game-changing advantage before the first race. The front wing incorporates a sophisticated hydraulic actuation system allowing dynamic adjustments of the angle of attack mid-lap. This affects downforce and drag in real time, giving Ferrari the potential to optimize cornering and straight-line speed beyond what competitors can match under current 2026 regulations. Insider reports reveal that Ferrari tested over 50 variations of the front wing and integrated nose configurations to maximize airflow and underbody performance, while other teams, such as Mercedes, are still using far less advanced prototypes during the same testing sessions in Abu Dhabi. Later in the video, we'll break down the leaked data, explain why rival teams are alarmed, and examine the FIA's complex position in determining legality. The full implications of Ferrari's aggressive strategy may redefine how the 2026 season unfolds, leaving the paddock in unprecedented tension. The Formula One paddock is now engulfed in unprecedented tension following the leak of Ferrari's 2026 front wing data. Rival teams, including Mercedes, Red Bull, and McLaren, have submitted formal protests to the FIA, claiming that Ferrari's innovative design may provide an unfair aerodynamic advantage. According to insider sources, the leaked specifications reveal a sophisticated hydraulic actuation system that allows dynamic adjustments of the front wing angle mid-lap. This technology could optimize downforce and drag in real time, offering Ferrari an advantage in both cornering stability and straight-line speed that competitors may not be able to match under current regulations. At the heart of the controversy is the complexity of the wing's dynamic system. Engineers report that the wing can alter its angle of attack to respond to changes in airflow over the front tires and underbody, effectively fine-tuning aerodynamic performance without manual input. Rival teams are concerned that this adaptive technology skirts the boundary of legality, as FIA regulations have historically restricted movable aerodynamic devices. The uncertainty over compliance has created strategic anxiety across the paddock, with teams now reevaluating both defensive engineering and simulation strategies to anticipate Ferrari's potential performance on track. The FIA's response, or lack thereof, has further amplified pre-season tension. While acknowledging receipt of the protests, the governing body has not issued a definitive ruling, leaving rival teams in a state of uncertainty. Historically, delays in regulatory decisions have favored teams operating in gray areas as competitors hesitate to implement risky or aggressive technical solutions without clarity. This regulatory ambiguity has forced rival teams to adopt conservative approaches during testing, carefully analyzing Ferrari's leaked data while ensuring that any countermeasure does not breach existing rules. Ferrari has maintained a confident stance, insisting that their front wing fully complies with 2026 technical regulations. However, insiders reveal that the team tested over 50 variations of the wing and integrated nose configurations to optimize airflow and underbody interaction. This meticulous experimentation has reportedly allowed Ferrari to exploit aerodynamic efficiencies that rival teams have yet to explore, giving the Italian squad a potentially decisive edge as the season approaches. The combination of secrecy and innovation has increased both curiosity and anxiety among competitors, creating a charged environment in the paddock. The leaked data has triggered a cascade of strategic recalibrations across rival teams. Engineers are reassessing front-end aerodynamics, suspension setups, and even tire allocation strategies in an effort to counter Ferrari's potential advantage. Every simulation and wind tunnel test is now scrutinized through the lens of Ferrari's dynamic system. Even minor miscalculations could result in measurable performance deficits, emphasizing how a single technical innovation can ripple through the entire competitive field, altering both development and strategic planning. Beyond the technical implications, the leak has introduced psychological pressure. Drivers are now aware that Ferrari may possess a hidden advantage, which could influence qualifying aggression, cornering decisions, and risk assessment during overtaking maneuvers. This mental dimension adds a layer of complexity to pre-season preparation, as teams must manage not only mechanical performance, but also the psychological impact of competing against a potentially superior system. Engineers, strategists, and drivers alike are forced to operate in a state of heightened alert, constantly evaluating the unknown variables introduced by the leak. Finally, the broader consequences extend beyond the immediate controversy. The FIA's eventual decision regarding the legality of Ferrari's front wing will not only determine early season competitive balance, but may also set a precedent for movable aerodynamic devices in future seasons. Teams are acutely aware that the ruling could influence design philosophy, development priorities, and strategic approaches for years to come. The leaked data has transformed the preseason into a high-stakes environment dominated by technical ingenuity, strategic anticipation, and regulatory uncertainty, ensuring that the tension will persist long before the first 2026 race takes place. The leaked specifications of Ferrari's 2026 front wing immediately sent shockwaves through the paddock, revealing a level of aerodynamic sophistication that rival teams had not anticipated. According to insiders, the wing incorporates a hydraulic actuation system allowing real-time adjustments to the angle of attack, dynamically optimizing downforce and drag throughout a lap. While Ferrari maintains the system complies with regulations, rival engineers are now scrutinizing every detail, trying to determine the true performance implications. Even minor advantages in front-end aerodynamics can translate into significant lap time gains, giving Ferrari a potential edge in both qualifying and race conditions. At the core of the controversy is the hydraulic actuation mechanism, which enables subtle changes in wing geometry in response to airflow over the front tires and underbody. Competitors are concerned that this system may skirt the edges of current FIA regulations, creating a gray area advantage that is extremely difficult to detect in conventional inspections. Teams such as Mercedes and Red Bull are attempting to reverse engineer the aerodynamic data from the leaks, seeking to understand whether Ferrari's technology could provide consistent gains across different circuits and racing conditions. The leaked data also shows that Ferrari tested over 50 variations of wing and nose configurations, combining physical wind tunnel results with computational fluid dynamics to maximize aerodynamic efficiency. This intensive experimentation suggests that Ferrari may have identified airflow interactions that rival teams have yet to exploit, giving them a potential performance advantage from the season's first race. The paddock is now buzzing with speculation as other teams must decide whether to pursue their own rapid development paths or focus on defensive adjustments to their cars. The FIA's lack of immediate ruling has compounded the tension. Formal protests have been lodged, but the governing body has not yet clarified the legality of Ferrari's front wing. This delay creates a regulatory limbo where rivals must carefully balance aggressive aerodynamic development with the risk of non-compliance. Historically, such uncertainty can inadvertently benefit teams operating near the edge of technical regulations as competitors hesitate to make bold innovations without clear guidance, further increasing the strategic pressure on every garage. Psychologically, the leak has created added pressure for drivers. Awareness of a potential hidden aerodynamic advantage influences qualifying aggression, race pace, and overtaking decisions. Drivers must weigh the risk of pushing too hard against the likelihood that Ferrari may already hold an advantage that is not immediately visible. This mental strain adds an additional layer of complexity to pre-season preparation, demonstrating that high-level competition in Formula One involves both technical and psychological challenges. Strategically, rival teams are revisiting pre-season testing and simulation plans in light of the leaked information. Engineers are recalibrating setups, exploring adjustments to suspension and tire allocations, and refining aerodynamic maps to counter potential Ferrari advantages. Every simulation, wind tunnel test, and track run is now scrutinized for any insight into the dynamic wing system. Even minor miscalculations could compound over multiple races, creating measurable performance deficits and intensifying the pressure on technical teams. Finally, the broader implications of the leaked front wing data extend beyond the immediate technical controversy. The FIA's eventual decision on the legality of Ferrari's design will not only affect the competitive balance for early season races, but may also set a precedent for movable aerodynamic devices in future regulations. Teams are acutely aware that this ruling could influence development priorities, testing protocols, and strategic planning for years to come. The leaked data has transformed pre-season preparation into a high-stakes environment dominated by technical innovation, strategic anticipation, and regulatory uncertainty, leaving the paddock in heightened tension before the first race of the 2026 season. The key twist in the Ferrari front wing leak controversy is that it has the potential to alter the entire competitive landscape of the 2026 season. Rival teams are now forced to consider the possibility that Ferrari has engineered a dynamic aerodynamic system capable of delivering a hidden advantage in multiple track conditions. Engineers, strategists, and team principals must operate under uncertainty, adjusting testing programs, development plans, and race strategies to account for a system whose true performance may only reveal itself under race conditions. The leak has transformed pre-season into a high-pressure environment where anticipation, speculation, and tactical preparation are as critical as raw engineering talent. Ferrari's hydraulic actuation system, designed to alter the wing's angle of attack mid-lap, introduces a subtle but profound challenge for competitors. While the system technically meets current FIA regulations, its dynamic nature allows Ferrari to optimize downforce and drag in real time, a capability rivals struggle to replicate. This means teams must now simulate multiple performance scenarios, recalibrate their aerodynamic packages, and consider contingency strategies, creating a cascade of technical and strategic adjustments that extend beyond the wing itself to influence suspension, tire strategy, and energy deployment. The FIA's delayed response intensifies the stakes. Although protests have been filed, no official ruling has been issued regarding the legality of Ferrari's front wing. This regulatory ambiguity provides Ferrari with an indirect advantage, as rival teams hesitate to pursue aggressive aerodynamic developments without clarity on compliance. Historically, such uncertainty benefits teams operating at the edge of regulations, creating a scenario where pre-season planning involves constant risk assessment. Decisions must now weigh potential performance gains against regulatory consequences, adding layers of complexity to engineering, testing, and strategy. From a tactical perspective, rival teams are recalculating pre-season programs to address the leaked wing data. Wind tunnel testing, computational fluid dynamic simulations, and track setups are being reassessed to anticipate the potential advantages Ferrari might extract from the dynamic system. Even small miscalculations could translate into measurable deficits on track, emphasizing the real-world implications of what was previously considered a minor technical variation. The leak has forced teams to balance innovation, reliability, and regulatory safety simultaneously, creating a uniquely tense pre-season environment. Psychologically, drivers feel the pressure of competing against a potential hidden advantage. Knowing that Ferrari may hold a superior aerodynamic tool influences qualifying tactics, race pacing, and overtaking decisions. The mental strain of adapting to an unpredictable competitor adds an intangible but critical dimension to performance. Drivers must now balance aggression with caution, ensuring that strategic choices are informed both by data and by anticipation of what Ferrari's wing may be capable of under different racing conditions. The political dimension of the controversy is equally significant. The FIA's ruling on Ferrari's front wing will set a precedent for movable aerodynamic devices and their interpretation in 2026 and beyond. Teams are acutely aware that the decision could affect future car development, investment strategies, and competitive balance. This intertwines technical innovation, regulatory oversight, and strategic foresight, emphasizing that Formula One's success is now determined not just by engineering excellence, but also by how teams navigate complex political and regulatory landscapes. Finally, the broader implications of the twist are profound. The 2026 season may be shaped as much by strategic intelligence, regulatory interpretation, and psychological acumen as by raw aerodynamic performance. Ferrari's dynamic front wing, combined with the FIA's delayed response, has created a pre-season environment where every simulation, test, and component choice carries extraordinary weight. The leaked data has transformed the paddock into a high-stakes chessboard where uncertainty, anticipation, and preparation could define the championship long before the first lights go green.